that they explain. You know, like if you get the book,
Yes.
and then you read, you know, because I just went into a certain part, but like it's extensive. You know what I mean? Like
The whole story.
yeah, like the whole thing. Like it's basically like they did majority of the work. They went through like the whole
There's a
FBI
whole
papers.
that's a conspiracy right there. That's a real
Like they
conspiracy.
went through the whole thing and then they just broke it down into this.
What's interesting is that the Prophet Noble Abdul was on this in 1913.
Yeah.
Before like the 60s, 50s, before all
Yeah,
that.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's
And it's because of what he like, and it wasn't like him alone. You know what I mean? Like Deuce Muhammad Ali was a Moor from Sudan that he was walking around with his fez and all that. And NAACP's connecting with him, and these guys are connecting with him, and those guys are connecting with him. Like everybody's connecting with Noble Drew Ali, with Deuce Muhammad Ali, right? Like blatantly, admittingly putting him on the front page of the paper when he's doing lectures and stuff like that. So it's not like they didn't know about Moors, or that, you know, Noble Drew Ali is the first person coming up saying, yes, I'm a Moor, and now everybody has to follow what he said. Like, this is something that's been going on. From ancient times. This is just, he's just the redeemer for the ones that were branded Negro, Black, and Colored, and Ethiopian, and the slave labels. That's who he came. He came for everybody, but specifically he came for those people right there. He didn't come from the Africans because they don't need him. They're on the other side of the Atlantic. Like, he can't do nothing for those guys. But he didn't come for the Brazilians or the Mexicans or the Chileans or any of those guys. Even though he did come for them. But directly, he came for the people who looked directly like him. Right? So, last week, we're getting to a point to make sure we let people know, like, what this is really, right? And that there's a protocol of how this is supposed to run. And then if it doesn't run this protocol, then I don't know what to tell you. I can't do nothing for you. Sorry, but because this is an individual thing. You know, some people see this from afar and they already put it out of their mind that they don't want to deal with it because of the implications. You know, because of the attached things to this. You know, when I say this, I'm talking about, you know, dealing with the Moorish information in an individual perspective, like actually putting on the cloak and becoming, right? So you have to master the basics, which is the belief stage, right? And the basics is like enforce the Constitution. It's a basic thing. All right, well, how are you going to enforce the Constitution? Well, you got to know what it is and read it and digest it and read it some more and make sure you know what it is, right? Only perfect practice makes perfect. Who do you listen to? Don't listen to anybody. Don't listen to me. If we're outside building or whatever, don't listen to those people. You could go to the website. You could ask for references to certain stuff. You got DVDs, numbers, where you can actually get references to things that you can actually tangibly read it for yourself. Go with that. And then go with what the Prophet told you to do in order to really understand what this is about. Hear what people say, right? Only perfect practice makes perfect, right? Because like this second sphere, right? We connect a lot to the Mufti force. And then the Muftis are the protection services selective services, secret services, like bodyguard, whatever, right, of the Moorish movement, right? So, majority of what the Muftis deal with is defense, right? And then defense transpires into offense, and then that's martial arts, right? So, if you apply number 2 to martial arts, and then apply that to everything that you're doing, like thinking, acting, you know what I mean, how you engage people, you would be able to transform yourself. Because you're going to be doing things, you're going to master the basics first, so that's the perfection, because you're doing it in the protocol that is supposed to get done. And 2, you're going to look at things from the perspective of martial arts, because that is the Buddhist hall of practice is martial arts, right? You know, that's where you go. That's what, if there's a picture dictionary, when you have practice, you're gonna have martial art pictures next to it, because that's all that's about. It's practice. But if you're kicking the wrong way, you're not practicing. You're just doing something. So, perfect practice is making sure that you're kicking properly, that your form's right. You know, perfect practice is, you know, Michael Jordan taking 1,000 jump shots, you know, and then next guys are taking 300. They think that they worked on their jump shot, and this guy's taking 1,000, right? And personal experience is the final test. So you're gonna get on this information, you know what I mean? And like I'm telling you personal experience. You're gonna get on this information, and then you're gonna have a situation happen where you're gonna be challenged on what you say you know. If you say you're quote unquote, you know, Moor, or I'm indigenous, or I know my rights, or whatever, you're gonna get challenged. And then when you get challenged, right, you're gonna have to make a move when you get challenged, based on what you know. No matter how much it is, it might be this much, you know, it might be this much, you know. But once you get in this, you're gonna get challenged. And that personal experience is what the test is. So you're gonna have to have that personal experience. And then when you have that personal experience and you see it as perfect practice, because the experience is what's gonna actually make you get better in this, you're gonna be like Yasun, that's like begging police, please talk to me. Like waving them down, like, yo, talk to me. If you guys want to drive around here, okay, yo, let's talk. And they'll pass by you. Like pass by, like not even, like stiff neck. Not even looking in the direction. Because personal experience is the test. And once you pass the test, then you go to the next level. Which is, you know what I mean, whatever it is. You know, like, you know, not to go into anything, but like Mufti, perfect practice. You know what I mean, has videos and shit. And then personal experience happened, the test, passed it, and then now he's in a position where, like, you know, it's not just practicing in a garage now. I'm into practice, I actually have stuff that I can use, you know? That's not even mine. Just because. the personal experience is the final test. Whatever the outcome be. The outcome might be that police kick your ass. Then that's the test. You know, not because you had your ass kicked means that you're wrong. And that's another hard lesson with regard to personal experience that you're gonna experience in this. That you're gonna get attacked by whoever and anybody, just because. And what are you talking about? What do you mean, Prophet Noble Drew Ali? He's not a prophet. It's just a guy that came and did something and he didn't do nothing. And you know, my guy is really the prophet. I wanna hang you just because they're not open. They're closed. And they don't want to admit they're closed. That's why they're so mad, always trying to push their whatever on people in this like arrogant tone. Right? Because they don't understand that this is not a group. It's not something that you're going to join and get some information. This is like your life right here. This is making you into a better citizen. It's not just, you know, activate your chakras and then now you could go like this and disappear and come back when you want. And that's nothing. You know what I mean? So this is Senator Scott Beeson. Beeson refers to Greene County blacks as Aborigines. European, right? Senator. Talking to fellow Republicans, Senator Scott Beeson referred to Green Track customers as Aborigines and made disparaging comments about black voters recordings. Read into the court, so there was this court session and all this, but this is just things that came out in the cross-examination. Beeson is under cross-examination for a second day in the corruption trial of Milton McGregor and 8 others. The state senator from Gardendale, who recorded conversations with legislators, lobbyists, and gambling proponents, is the prosecution's first witness. On Tuesday, defense lawyer Bobby Siegel read to Beeson comments he made about black leadership in the Alabama Democratic Party. Talking to other Republicans, Beeson said that if blacks took over the Democratic leadership in the Alabama, it would hurt their party. On Wednesday morning, Segal had Beeson read even more damning comments into the record. They're Aborigines, but they're not Indians. Beeson says when talking to Republican colleagues about the Green Track Casino in the majority black Greene County. Right, so they're Aborigines, but they're not Indians. European, making a clear distinction that these black people
are native to the land.
Are native, but they're not Indians though. Right? In the same conversation, Beeson and his colleague called black voters ignorant and illiterate. If a statewide referendum were held on gambling, casinos would bus black voters to the polls and entice them with free food and bingo, Beeson and his colleague said. Before a half-black jury, the comments are potentially damning, especially in the hands of Segal, who taunted Beeson for being dumb enough to say such things when he knew he was being recorded. If you made those comments when you knew you were recording, what must you have said when you weren't recording? More of the same, Segal asked. Cross-examination of Beeson will continue in the afternoon. And Islam this is one of the Morris sisters, Sister Zara Bay, that sent me this link about this senator who's saying that we're the Aboriginal people. Like this is 2011.
Original, right?
Exactly.
But they say Aboriginal.